Two options were laid on the table for Mali at the UN Security Council on Wednesday, choices that would dictate a more passive or more aggressive UN intervention there. According to the UN Undersecretary General for Political Affairs, the UN could send political and human rights assistance to the African-led support mission already mandated, or it could send more than 11,000 UN troops to deploy alongside a parallel force operating outside UN mandate.
Given the anticipated level and nature of the residual threat, there would also be a fundamental requirement for a parallel force to operate in Mali alongside the UN stabilization mission to conduct major combat and counterterrorism operations and provide specialist support beyond the scope of the UN mandate and capability.
And that parallel force is seen by most observers to be the French, who unilaterally moved troops into Mali in January. Now, French officials have said they're eager to get the job done and leave, but an outbreak of violence in Timbuktu over the weekend showed the security situation to be extremely shaky, and any potential involvement in a parallel force would likely dictate a more prolonged French stay in Mali. The Malian delegate to the UN, Oumar Dow, responded to the report by saying, yes, please send in the troops.
The government of Mali remains convinced that this option will enable it to achieve its objectives which are to restore the sovereignty of the Malian state throughout its national territory, as well as to stabilize and to engage in an effort of national reconciliation.
A large part of any contingent to Mali will involve political help. Since the nation went through a coup d'etat only a year ago, Feltman was clear that elections in Mali need to be held and that humanitarian care is needed for the hundreds of thousands of refugees that the fighting there has created. As for the proposed parallel force, likely French troopers, U.S. Ambassador Susan Rice says they would enjoy U.S. support, but they don't need to be mandated.
We would support that. We don't see that that needs to be part of the UN mandate nor authorized by the United Nations, although I don't think we'd object to the blessing of it by the Security Council. But that is how we envision any parallel military presence.
Asked if the Malian government is stable enough to request and host a peacekeeping force, Russian Ambassador Vitaly Churkin said they can request it, but questioned if they would actually get it. Other delegates say that a resolution will likely pass, but that discussions on the meaning of parallel force would need to take place. France will pen the draft, but no date has been set on a vote. Hank Flynn, Press TV, New York.